Hey guys, it's your boy Chris here. Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Above me you're going to see subscribe. That's where you're going to click on, get all the latest videos sent to you as soon as they get published. Below, leave me your question, comments, concerns. Maybe you don't like the video, you have something to add to it. Leave it down there. You know what? I'm all for feedback. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate when you guys do that. Today we're doing something with avocado. In the Caribbean, we know it as Zaboca or pear. This is the little baby version. I call it baby version because they're so tiny. I've got 4 of them in here. This is the ones we get from Mexico, imported from Mexico, but they're nice and creamy, good to go. We're making Zaboca Choka. Zaboca Choka is one of those spicy things. It's sort of like a dip consistency as you would find in North America here, where you would, well, similar to guacamole. You can't get, it's a good comparison right there. Just it's more spicy and better since it's from the Caribbean, right? Anyways, here we go guys. We're making Zaboca Choka and it goes well with roti, and that's what I'm having here this morning. But it's a wicked dip as well too, with your corn chips, with your potato chips, and it lasts fairly long in the fridge, so you can make it, leave a batch in the fridge there and you're good to go. So here we go, Zaboca Choka. The ingredients are pretty straightforward. Up front here I have about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, about 1.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 4 small avocados. If you got the nice big ones from the Caribbean, 1 big one would be great, but this is what I have available, so this is what I'm using. And here's the funny thing, I find these little small little guys from Mexico or California, wherever they're coming from, are very creamy and full of flavor. So please, I mean to say, if you have the nice Caribbean style big pears, go ahead, use that, but these are just as tasty. I have an onion here, but we're only going to need maybe a couple slices of that. Nothing overbearing, because it's going to be pretty much raw onions that you're eating. No good for you. Scotch bonnet pepper, a nice small one here. I'm going to use the entire thing because I want this to have a bit of a kick. And I've got here 1 clove of garlic, and that's it guys. So here we go. So I've got my mortar and pestle here, and the first thing we're going to do is sort of crush the garlic as well as the pepper. So to make it easier, all I'm doing is giving this a rough chop in here, as well as the hot pepper. I'm going to be using all of it because I want that heat, I want that kick. But remember, if you don't want that heat, you don't want too much of that kick, the seeds and that sort of white membrane surrounding the seeds, you can discard that. The other thing, and I've said it before, when using these hot peppers, remember to wear gloves. They can be very painful, the oils from it and everything else. And then I'm going to dump in the salt in there, just to sort of be abrasive to help this break down. And all I'm going to do is sort of crush this until I have a smooth paste. Next up, we're going to peel these avocados for use. All I do is remove that sort of little stem on the top, and again, using my paring knife, I'm just cutting all the way around until I meet the original cut twist. And there we go. All you're going to do now is cut this into thin strips like this, and then using your fingers you'll just peel back, and there you go. I have a bowl here. I'm just going to put all those pieces in there, but the part with the seed that's left back, all you're going to do is sort of knock it like this, twist, and it comes out. And again, all you're going to do is just cut it into thin strips. You can certainly use a spoon and scoop it out, but by cutting it into small strips here, it's easier for me to work. This is just the way I know how to do it. So all I'm doing is removing it and tossing it into the bowl to get them all ready. I thought I'd show you the other way of removing the skin off it, and all you would do is with a paring knife, you would cut down the center. You'd be using the skin on the outside here as a sort of a shield, and then you would just go like this. And then you can even go this way as well too. Then using a spoon, all you would do is scoop it all out into small chunks like that. I should have my bowl below me here, but you know what I mean, right? So here we go. So all the avocado is nice and peeled now. It's ready to go. So the next step is we got to crush it. And I'm using my same pestle from my mortar and pestle here just to crush it. You can use the back of a fork, but you really want to crush this until you get a sort of a smooth consistency. I'm going to go ahead and keep doing that until it's all nice and crushed. The avocado is nice and crushed now, nice and creamy. I'm just going to scrape off all, let's say we want to get all of it, right? We don't want to waste this good stuff here. Just get it all off here. And now what we're going to do, I have the crushed pepper, garlic, salt combo in here. So I'm just going to scoop it directly in there. Did you hear that plop? Nice and bright red there. And I'm going to give that a quick stir. So you really want to mix it in well, because all that salt and everything is in here. Mix it up nicely. Smells wicked too, that pepper and garlic, I tell you. Wicked combination, people. Now here's the thing, if you want to personalize this a little bit, what you could do here is add some chopped cilantro or shadow benny in here, and you're good to go. That's another little layer of flavor you'll be adding. And all we're going to do now is that onion, and you want to slice it really thin. Not so thin I'm going. And I'm just going to let it drop on the top, because there's a reason for me not mixing in this right away. And you don't want too much of this, maybe about a teaspoonful or so, because you really don't want your bread kicking like you use karate toothpaste, right? The last thing you need is that bad breath, and that garlic is really going to kick up that bad breath kind of flavor. Onion is in there, so all we're going to do now is heat that oil, that olive oil, just before it starts smoking, because olive oil is one of those things where it doesn't handle high heat well. And then we're going to pour it, especially on the onion here, and give everything a mix. So as my oil heats up, I'm just going to hit him, and I know I didn't mention this in the ingredient list, I'm going to hit him a little bit of fresh ground black pepper. I love the little kick you get from that black pepper. And then all I'm doing now is adding, and remember we said we're going to add that hot oil directly to where the onions are. And what that does, well, the hot oil does a couple things, the oil in general. The hot oil here is going to sort of slightly cook the onions here, and then the other thing the oil is going to do is give the entire thing a nice sort of sheen. And to be honest with you, I think it lasts a lot longer with that little bit of hot oil on there. But again, that hot oil step is totally optional. It's up to you. But there we go, guys. This is a wicked dip. Give him a little wonderful kick of that Scotch bonnet pepper, the garlic, perfect amount of salt, and the creaminess from the avocado itself is simply stunning. So here you go, guys. Zaboca Choka, guacamole, whatever you want to call it. Give it some fancy name, man. Yeah, guacamole, or your own personalized avocado dip. Hey, Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen, guys. When you guys are here, I have a ton of fun. Remember to tell others about the wonderful work we're doing here at CaribbeanPot.com.